So you want to know how to make accessories in VROID, accessories that don't exist in VROID? Well, actually it can exist because you are given existing assets in VROID and you were given the freedom to edit them however you want. And with that means you can make anything, like anything. So I have a list here of accessories we're gonna make in this video. So first one is face bandages. We're gonna go to extra. Actually, first go to hairstyle and then go to extra. Then you're gonna go to custom, create a new one. You want a freehand group. Put on your mirror mode. And we're gonna warp this around the face because face bandages are supposed to fit on the face, yeah? Okay. It's okay if it clips through the nose because I will show you how to fix that. Turn off your mirror mode when you're working on the face sides. Just bring that in. There we go. Bring that out a bit. Okay, there we go. Now, go to selection. Scroll down until you see cross section and curve. Go to this drop down. Choose straight and move this up here till it looks like a line. So what that does is that it changes the shape of your hair strokes. So maybe you want to change the width a bit, maybe the thickness. Actually, you make the thickness a little like thin because bandages are thin. And maybe it really depends how you want it. You're maybe gonna want to drag that there. And of course, your control points are gonna be your best friend on this journey. Yeah. Really depends on what style you're going for. Maybe you want to drag it there. Something like that, you know, the edgy one eye look. Maybe you want it to go from there to just gonna do like this. So now you're gonna edit the hair texture. I'm gonna make this like just a tad dark of a gray. No highlights, okay? Because bandages are dull, so color drop this. Color this entire thing like that. It really just depends how you want to shade it. Use this brush here. You just like highlight from here, from there, you know, erase it a bit. So maybe you want to blur it. And after that, maybe add something here, here, a little bit here, a little bit here. I mean, you don't have to blur that part if you want or don't want to. Oh my god, okay. And my computer really hates it when I try to blur things, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay? And you're gonna select the part that, you're gonna select the part that you wanna edit the hair texture of. You're gonna go to texture parameters. You're just gonna mess around with it however you like. You know, something like that. Maybe you wanna mess with the offset to maybe add some depth. Yeah. Kind of like that. You can always go around and tweak that. And if you don't like the length of something here, like say you don't like this, you can always go down here. Oh my god. You can always go down there. My avatar is kind of in the way, but just always drag that part to how you like. There we go. Now that we got rid of that chunky part, then you can kind of do that. God, this looks really messy, but just mess around however you want it till it looks right to you. Or maybe this looks wrong. Okay, there. I think this is good enough for me to get my point across. Then you're gonna exit out of the hair. You're gonna go to face. Now we're gonna take care of this problem with the nose. Go to face paint, or you can edit on skin, that's fine too. You're gonna create a new texture. Go to edit. Then airdrop. What is this called? Eye drop, color drop. Then you're going to color. Ta-da! Now, you don't have any annoying nose clipping. You can always color that too if you think that's annoying still. See? Isn't that great? And that concludes for for bandages. Next up on the list is wings. Okay, so back then on VROID, you would use the hair, but that would be really tedious. So now we have tails. We're gonna go to accessories. We're gonna do foxtail, yeah? Okay, so here's your foxtail. You're gonna make this white, or at least a bright color, so you can see what you're doing. It really depends what color your wings are gonna be. I'm gonna make an example and make pink wings, because pink is a nice color. You're gonna use the color you want, and just color this entire thing a solid color. So what you're gonna want is you're gonna want to keep one of these here. Depends what you want. So you're gonna erase one side of these. So what that does is that it deletes a part of the tail. Then you're gonna erase all these fluffs here. Like, you can erase all that fluffs because it looks like a tail when you keep it. So, you know, kind of do that. Do that. There, now that you have erased everything except for this, create a new layer, go to brush, use whatever color you want for the lining, or it can be like non-liner, no line art either. So then you're gonna shape your wing. Just draw a wing however you do, however you draw a wing. Okay. There we go. Okay, now that you made your wing, of course, you can also always export this and export these and put it into an external, what's it called, digital art application to do more with it. But okay, so now that you've drawn out your wing, then you're gonna erase all of this. You're gonna erase this. or if you've been working on it through an external application, that's fine too. That's fine too, yeah. Okay. Erase it all. Okay, there's. Okay, there. That was a really poor job of me erasing things, but yeah, there we go. Now you have a wing. Now you have a wing. You're gonna wanna move it however you want it. You can rotate this however you want your wing to be. Actually, you want to use the hollow side. You wanna do like that. There you go. Maybe you want it to be attached to the back. Okay. You can use scale to make it bigger, longer. And you can use the parameters here to change the shape or silhouette of it. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay. Then you want the other side of the wing. You're gonna duplicate this, and you're going to export your texture wing thing. I don't care about the ones I just replaced, so I'm just gonna do that. Then you're gonna go to your files where you saved it, go to edit, and you're gonna choose this, you're gonna flip it. Just save that. I'll just do that for myself. Go to this to, depends on how many layers you just exported. Then just export it back, import it back into VROID. Okay. Now you're going to rotate this. You're going to rotate this into shape roll. Just work, okay, just work on it. Okay, the only annoying thing is that you can't mirror these, so you're gonna have to like make it like somewhat like even with the other side, but I think this looks good enough. And you can go to look here, I mean the photo booth, choose a animation. Look, it looks like the wings are moving. You have physics on your wings. So that concludes for wings. Next on the list are halos. Now this would be easier. This is an easier thing to do. Again, you want a freehand group. Go to selection, go down here, make it straight. Or it kind of depends what type of halo you want to do, however your halo looks, but I'm just gonna make a basic one. Then, oh god, okay. Okay, now you are going to just in one stroke, yeah? And don't worry if it looks like this. You can always use your control points to make it look less chopped. Oh god, what the hell is happening here? Okay. Make this look a little circular. This is a very wide halo, but halos can come in any shape or form, honestly. But this is just a basic one. I forgot. You may want to make this your grid more flat to work with. Yeah, like that. Okay. Maybe you want this to be thinner. There we go. I'm just gonna make this little circular, more circular. There we go, now you have a halo. And you're gonna use this, you're gonna move this up. And voila, you have a halo now. And you can just do whatever you want with the texture. I don't think there's any wrong way to texture a halo. Maybe you want a halo that looks like that. Of course, you can reshape this. And voila. Oh, now we have an angel. How cute. Okay, now that concludes for the halo. Next up are hats. Hats in general. We're gonna make a top hat. Okay, so you want a procedural group. You're gonna scroll down and you're gonna change the shape to straight, and you're gonna make this straight like that. And you're gonna go to this here called hairline. You're gonna bring that down and turn on mirror mode, and you're gonna make this straight like that, like a wall. There we go. Just kind of do things, just mess around till you get the hat shape you want. Okay. And you can also change the length of the hat. Then you're gonna increase the hair count. I'll do that. Then the interval till it goes around like that. You're gonna move this up. Okay, now you got the structure of the hat, the length of it or something, like whatever you call it. There we go. You may want to change the thickness of this hat. Okay. Now you got the length. You're gonna make the roof now. We're gonna make it the roof. Again, we're going to change the length here till it's like that, about. You're going to flatten this. We're gonna flatten that. Yeah, flat. Something like that. We can make that flatter. Flat. Flat hat roofs. And don't worry, we can always move the position of it. We can change the length of that again. There you go. Now make the shape of it straight. We gonna, don't do that. Okay, there. Now we're going to, what is it? Okay, hair count. Increase the hair count, then the interval, and you're going until it goes all around like that. And you're just gonna adjust things how you want, however you like it. And voila, you have the roof of a hat now. Next is the, whatever that flare of the hat, the top hat. Again, we are going to do this for the flare. Okay. And then we're going to change the length of this. And the hairline. So sort of like that. Just kind of bring that down, okay? Make that straight. And we're gonna do that. And no, don't do that. Okay. Just kind of, there we go. And then increase the hair out and your interval. There we go. Now we have a flare at the hat. And we're gonna move the position a bit, and bam, that's a hat. A really poorly attempted hat for my standards. But I hope you got the gist of this, so. That concludes for the top hat. Okay, so next on our list are frilly head accessory. So for this, I probably want a reference for that. So there's lots of lace on it, yeah? Honestly, you don't have to do anything complicated for this. You don't have to. Make this straight. I'm gonna put this all the way up here. Okay. I'm gonna make a new material. And we're just gonna make a thing like that. Yeah, nothing, you don't have to do anything too complicated for this. We're gonna make this. Yeah. Export this. Okay. Then go here. Go to your external application. We're gonna hide that. Where is... there. Okay. Okay, I don't care. Okay. Let's do like purple. I'm gonna do purple for this, yeah. It's kind of... But you don't want it to touch these here. Otherwise, it's gonna cut off your texture. Okay, there. Maybe add something more solid in here. Something a little lighter. Something underneath that, you know, add some layers, you know. Some color like that. Okay, now you made your texture. We're gonna save this. Just, yeah. Okay. Now you're gonna import it back into VROID. Okay, this looks weird right now, but go to your texture parameters, pull down the width like that, offset. Okay. There we go. And maybe you want this Hold on, this looks a little wrong. There. And you want this to stand up. Let me see that again. Okay. Just kind of stand this up a bit. Something like that. Oh, now it's standing. Okay. And you can duplicate this. We flip that. And voila, you just made a frilly hair accessory. That wasn't that bad. And that concludes for the frilly hair accessory. Next are bows. Okay. I'm going to start with the hair bows. So, kind of depends how you want this to be. So, we're gonna really bring this together. Bring these together, till you got something like this. And don't worry, this looks like a really small one we're working on, but don't worry, I got it. Okay. Now, we're gonna, let's make a red one. Straight, as usual. And just kind of front and back, yeah? Oh my god, okay. Just connect those. God, what is happening? Okay. Connect that. Connect this too. Oh god. Just kind of adjust these. God, okay. I'm just gonna do this because I don't have all. Okay. I'm just gonna do that. Then we're gonna adjust the shape. What is happening here, man? What is happening? There. Now we're going to bring this down. And we're gonna bring this up and this up. Okay. Actually, you can always just duplicate this and flip that. No, it doesn't work like that. Duplicate and just kind of flip. Just bring that around and bam, you have one side of a bow. And you can duplicate this and then flip that and voila, you have a head bow. And maybe you want to add that center thing, the knot of the bow. Let's bring this a little away from there. Okay. Okay, let's make that center of the bow. Okay. You can always adjust it. Make that straight or however you want. I think I'm gonna make it straight. I'm gonna make this like a square. Ta-da, okay. And then we're going to move this in. And you can always adjust the size, of course. And voila, you made a bow. A bow. Or maybe you want this too. And there, now that's a bow. And maybe you want to make the ribbon, the ribbons of it. Okay. Straight. Oh, before that, bring this up. Okay. Just kind of do that. And of course you can rotate this. Just kind of move that to how you want it. There we go. Then you can just duplicate that and flip. And ta-da, that's a bow. And that concludes for head bows. And for bows in other places, there's also another way to make bows. We're gonna go to accessories. We are going to use the foxtail again. I think you may know where this is going. I'm gonna make this red. Again, we're going to color this entire thing a solid red. You're gonna want to keep one of these. Erase that. Oh yeah. Okay. Just erase the fluffs. Okay. And choose another color for your line art. Oh. Wow, okay. Nice Hello Kitty bow or something. Okay, like Hello Kitty. There we go. And we're going to erase that. All the X's. And boom, you now have a bow. Okay. And you can put that anywhere you want. maybe like you want to put one on the waist, like in the front here, or maybe one up here. Ta-da! Interesting. Okay, and that includes for bows on basically anywhere else. Next up are earrings. Again, this really depends on the texture. You don't have to do much complicated. Just, okay, straight, because I like that. We're gonna do that, so we know what we're doing. Just gonna, yeah. We already exported the hair, yeah. So we're gonna go back to our external application, and we are going to make our earring from here. I'm feeling lazy today, so let's see, what do I want to make an earring of? Oh, this is good. Actually, I'm gonna do this one. Just kind of drag that there. Okay. And maybe you want to add the chains of it like that. And let's see. Okay, something like that. What was the point of that? Anyways. I'm just gonna do something like this. Save earring. We're gonna import our earring texture into here. This looks weird, but of course you can always adjust that. Offset. And we can always just move it. And that's a really weird looking earring. I'm sorry guys, but okay, there. Now you have an earring. This is a strange looking one, but duplicate. Foot. Just kind of. There we go. There we go. Now we made earrings and they look uneven. What kind of piercer am I? Okay, so that concludes for earrings. Next, crowns. Okay, crowns. This is easy too. Just depends how you want to make your crown. Gonna create a new. Oh, okay. we are going to do this. So we have, no, don't do that. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Make the width like, kind of depends what kind of crown you want to make. I'm gonna make one that's like a headband. I'm gonna turn on mirror. Let's make a spiky one, kind of like that. It's looking like a crown so far. Okay, that looks like one. There we go. Now you made a crown. And of course you can just color this however you want. That's yellow, because crowns are usually yellow. There we go. And if you want to make these different colors, you could just select the exact one you want and just make it another color. Ta-da! Just rotate this how you want. This is janky, but it works, so. It works. My methods work when executed well, like kind of like this, you know. This is a crown, yeah. So yeah, that concludes for crowns. So that concludes for today's tutorial on how to make certain accessories in VROID. I will be making another one depending on if I get other requests on what other accessories to make in VROID. So yeah, until then, goodbye.